Mother couldn't understand why her son's grave was so green. Then she cried when she learned the truth. Losing someone you love is undoubtedly difficult. The pain you feel is endless. However, on rare occasions, a kind gesture can lessen that pain. For 16 years from 1994, Sergeant Jose Villaseñor served honorably in the U.S. Air Force. He was also a member of the softball league at Charleston Air Force Base, South Carolina. It was his favorite sport. But in 2010, Sergeant Villaseñor was killed in a car accident. His body was interred there in Garden Park Cemetery. He left behind a grieving wife and two loving parents, Raymond and Rachel. However, one day when his parents came to visit his grave, they witnessed something shocking. When his parents saw his grave, they noticed the grass was greener there, while other graves were completely brown and dried. They couldn't believe it and thought it was a miracle. On the other hand, 86-year-old Jack Rice had lost his wife Betty, 65. They had a fairy tale life and 9 children together. But after her death, he began a routine that lasted to this day. Each morning, Jack goes to church. Then he meets one of his sons for coffee and returns home. While he was there, he trims some roses from his beautiful garden, then heads off to visit his wife at Garden Park Cemetery. He also makes sure to clean Betty's tombstone as well. But why does he do this? Throughout their marriage, Jack gave Betty a rose every day. But death has no dominion over love, so he continues to give her roses. Sometimes he also talks to his wife, whom he misses a lot. But in 2015, he changed his routine by adding a task. And that's because a terrible drought hit Texas in the summer of 2015. It caused the grass in the cemetery to turn yellow and dry, so Jack decided to do something about it, watering the grass around his wife's grave to continue giving it life. Eventually, his dedication paid off and the grass turned green again. And one day as he was finishing his routine, he heard something that deeply affected his heart. A woman nearby was crying uncontrollably next to a tombstone. He decided to approach her to see if he could calm her down. They began to talk and soon she told him that she was sad because her husband had left this world too soon. He felt very touched and knew that he could do something to alleviate the pain a little. Several months later, Raymond and Rachel visited the cemetery where their son was buried, but they couldn't believe their eyes. While all the other graves were covered in dead grass, the grass in their son's plot was green and lively. But the grieving parents had no idea how this had happened and assumed it was a miracle. So upon seeing them, Jack approached Jose's bewildered parents and explained that he'd spoken with their daughter-in-law a few months earlier. He also told them about his daily routine and how he decided to do the same with Jose's grave. And there he felt that it was the least he could do for a man who served his country. Misha remarried and now has 2 children, but the whole family still holds Benjamin close to their hearts, so they keep his grave green as well. That is to say, he already sympathized with Jose's parents in such a painful but unique way. Jack's extraordinary judgment touched Raymond and Rachel, but they had no idea how to thank him, so instead they gave him a big hug. Rachel couldn't believe that a stranger who'd never met her son would take the time to take care of his place. They now have 2 people to talk to when they visit the cemetery, his wife Betty and their son Jose. Jack's son Roger wanted the whole world to know what his father did, so Roger decided to share his father's story on Facebook to thank Jack for his country's service and expressing pride in his father. Diana King is one of Jack's daughters. She also wrote that her parents are still married, just that her mom lives in heaven. Anyone who's ever met his family would realize that Jack and Betty had everlasting love. I'm speechless, since people can do many things for someone, a complete stranger, worthy of admiration. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss our latest uploads.